I'm Shoot the Artist,
I'm No Face Rel.
and this is the
Nah,
Nah
I
I Mean
mean
Show.
show.
Nah I Mean, and today, wait, hold on, wait, No Face, how was your week?
My week's been pretty good, man. Right now I'm focusing writing my ebook. So my lifestyle in depth segment. I'm
Okay,
I'm gonna turn that to a book series and gonna be dropping some issues, maybe once a month. We're gonna see how the fans take it. How about yourself? How was your week?
okay, No Face with the ebook. Listen, my week was type good. We took a little trip up to Thatcher Park.
Mm,
Got a little scenery, got a little in tune with nature. Especially since we so inside of our technology as a society. I want to get away, take a little break. So I encourage everybody to go out there and get into with nature.
yeah,
So
definitely.
we got some good community insights. So the first one for my local Schenectady people on May 16th. There's a meeting or a hearing, and y'all get the chance to vote on this massive $500 million bill that's proposed to go to the school district. So y'all get to go and comment and try to persuade the voters, the legislators to push this bill for the local school district. So stay tuned for that.
Definitely. So we hearing some other community insight news for the state of New York. So we seeing that gas stoves are starting 2026 are going to be banned from new buildings. I think that are 6 stories or shorter than that. So there's some backlash because people like their stoves. People like to cook those turkey, those turkeys during Thanksgiving, or maybe it's just dinner throughout the week. But like people love their stoves, but it's other people that's saying like me. I think that's good for the environment. It's a lot of alternatives nowadays with the electric stoves and stuff.
Yeah.
Like how you feel about them banning the stoves in New York State?
I mean, the way the way I feel about that, I love my gas stove. When you need instant fire, it's there for you. I don't feel like they should ban it completely, but I think they should modify the gas stove to where it's not letting out as much emissions.
Yeah,
Because I feel like with the electrical stove, with so much going on with the powers that be, I feel like with the electrical stove, they could easily just turn your power off. You ever had your power go off, but your stove still work because it's a gas stove?
see that's something that they
Come on
also
now.
they talking about expanding, the power grid so that it's able to, withstand and be able to handle that type of electricity. But I do see more power outages going on with less gas stoves, going on in New York State. So
Especially when it get cold and people use their stove as a source of heat. Come on now.
true. So we're gonna be getting into this week's hot topics.
Okay.
And we seeing something fresh for you folks. So the Federal Reserve is looking to raise the interest rate 1/4%.
Oh my God.
And now you see what's going on with the banking system, with the fairs and all of that. Like, how you feel with that? Like about
I mean, like we talked about on a previous episode, the interest rate is basically how much the Fed is charging America to use its own currency. So with them increasing it by another 25 points by a quarter, listen, y'all thought inflation was bad now? It's about to get really crazy. So what are you going to continue to do? Because your checks, you might get more money, but it's going to be less value, less buying power. The more money we getting, the less stuff is going to cost. So y'all better get a skill or something, because we got to get more money. That's the only way to beat inflation, is to make more money.
yeah, I just feel like with this going on, like especially with the recent situation with the banks, like I just feel like it's just like a bad time for this, and they looking to bring the inflation back down, but like at this rate, like how are we gonna bring that down if you're gonna keep rising it? So we'll see how things go with that. Now we seeing recently that the Rock and Roll they introduced their Hall of Fame, who their inductees are this year. So we have Willie Nelson, Kate Bush, Missy Elliott,
Word, that's fire.
Sheryl Crow, Rage Against the Machine, and a few more. And now they're starting to get some backlash. They have like a group called Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And they're basically voicing their opinion that they don't agree that because they feel like they got snubbed 2 times in a row, and they're saying like, yo, we've been doing music for a while, and we should be there, and they're trying to use the race card, which I don't really believe in it because Willie Nelson, he just turned 90 years old, and he just got in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he's been doing music since the 50s. So he's been doing music for
Way longer.
way longer than, and there was a group from the late 90s. I mean the late 80s. So it's like, just wait around. I'm pretty sure if you guys are nominees, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna get in. Just wait around for it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Don't even stress it. And then, like, it's another thing. It's like people be wanting so much acceptance at these award shows. Create your own award shows,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go through this inherent bias that you're feeling like that, because we don't know what the situation is. They could probably really be going through that. But from us looking from the outside in, we don't know what's going on. So
Exactly.
create your own things,
True.
So talking about the craziness that's going on, we got several states that's planning on banning birth control pills.
I've been hearing about it.
So how do you feel about that, No Face?
I feel like any female should have the right to what she want to do with her body, and if she feels like she maybe made a mistake, and maybe she wants to, handle it in a way that it doesn't proceed to be a potential worser problem, and she has an alternative to help with that, she should have the choice to make that option, so.
Yeah, that's a fact. I agree, and I feel like with the current climate, they basically making it to where it's like either you indulge in this activity and have fun, or you just don't because it's no protection. What's next? They're gonna ban condoms, or like what's going on? That's crazy. Birth control? You know how much lives that birth control saved and helped. You made a mistake and you get to rewrite life. You're like, oh my God, you can't do that no more. That's horrible. Absolutely. And then we got the IBM CEO Arvind Krishna. Arvind Krishna, right? He says he's going to stop hiring humans in the meantime.
What?
Feel me? Due to the AI.
You said stop hiring humans.
Yeah. Who he's going to be hiring? Well, there's a plethora of different business AIs that's on the rise, and due to their amazing capabilities and functionalities and efficiency, he's not going to hire humans for a while just to see how well the company does.
Yeah, things are just moving too fast. Before you know it, you're gonna be going through a drive-through, and it's gonna be a robot handing your change back. Not even your change, just handing your order, and it's gonna be no conversation, and it's gonna be a automated message. Thank
That's
you.
a fact.
Have a nice day. Like,
I mean, I think in Texas they already got like a couple McDonald's that's already automated. No people already, so it's like it's already this the beginning, y'all. This is the beginning. We gotta do our research and get invested in these companies that's behind this technology. If we don't, we're gonna be left behind. You feel me? That's everybody. Everything we know right now it won't even help us in the next 10 years because it's gonna be a whole different ballgame. Especially with IBM. IBM been around forever. IBM got to start because of humans, the human workforce. The computers. Listen, y'all. Listen. You got any more? No.
yeah. So we got speaking of other CEOs, but this one's a former one. So former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, he's starting his own. Well, he already started his own type of Twitter type of situation, and he launched. It's called Blue Sky, and right now it's a long list to even get onto it. It's like an invite only app so far because they're just testing out a few things. So uh, the fact that he owned Twitter before and he's starting his own, like, how you feel about that now that he's trying to be like a competitor to Twitter?
I mean, when the first thing that comes to mind when I think about it is usually when somebody buys your company, there's somewhere in the contract saying that you not supposed to create another company that can exist with the company you just sold. So the fact that he's able to do that, I'm like, okay, Elon, what's your game plan? You ain't put that in the contract when you brought this, like, or what? Like what was up? Like, cause now you just got the money up off you. Now he's about to start his own stuff. And now what if the people from Twitter leave Twitter to go on Blue Sky? Now your social media platform is a wreck because you need the users, you need the people. So that's an interesting situation. But shout out to Jack Dorsey. If he was able to finesse that, that's cool. You know, on Elon part, you know, I don't know. I heard Elon trying to make Twitter the everything app, like what Tencent did with WeChat. You know, so they trying to do that. If y'all don't know what Tencent WeChat is, go do y'all research. You know, other countries got their own technology too.
True. So I'm hearing a rumor that allegedly, we say allegedly, that Kim Kardashian, you seen that the Met Gala was over this past week.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody with they fancy outfits.
Lavish lifestyle clothes.
So Kim Kardashian, she brought Northwest with her to the Met Gala, but not knowing that she couldn't bring her inside because she's a little
kid.
Yeah, she's a little kid. So instead of, you know, making other plans with her daughter like any parent would do, Kim Kardashian proceeds to go inside the Met Gala, and they say allegedly that she left Northwest inside of the car, and you seen like pictures, and a TikToker had Northwest like outside of the Met Gala and Plaza, and you seen like a couple of the Met Gala security outside there, and it was just like she was just standing there, just like waiting.
Oh my God!
So it's like
it's horrible.
I heard even things like CPS was called on her. So it's like
I wouldn't be surprised. Like she's a little kid. She's 11 years old.
That's true. That's just terrible. I feel like if you're worth $1 billion, you should have an assistant or something that at least if this is what you came to New York to do and you really want to go in the Met Gala, you should have an assistant with you to say, all right, watch Northwest, or, you know, take her around the city while I'm at this engagement, you know, but I hope that's not true.
Yeah, facts. I hope that's not true at all, you know. Take better care of y'all kids, y'all. Don't be like her. You know, don't just leave the kid, cause y'all not billionaires, so y'all can't just leave y'all kid. Your kids, some of y'all kids will be taken away from y'all.
So getting into this week's Would You Rather. Are we jumping into Would You Rather? Oh.
I mean.
Oh, no. We got to jump into economy talk.
Listen, y'all.
Yeah, we had to jump into economy talk.
Economy.
What happened?
Listen, y'all. This is the economy talk. With your favorite economy artist, shoot the artist. Listen, y'all. And today we talking about computers. You know, we just talking about IBM and how they was one of the first computer companies out here doing business. You know what IBM stands for? Intelligent Business Machines. You know, IBM. So I'm going to give y'all a little history, and then I'm going to talk about computers' impact on society on different levels, you know? So going back to 1943, 1945, during like the World War II era, this was the first time we saw the first implementations of what we would call a computer today. But it was a machine to basically help the military with their coordinations. You know, it was really basic machinery with basic functions, you know. So it basically was helping the military do their stuff, whether they was flying around, dropping bombs on people. It was helping them in the military. But the public, we didn't have access to that, So a lot of the stuff, a lot of technology we see is behind the scenes for the most part, So going forward, when we see our first little sign of commercialized, like personal computers, was around like the 1970s. That's when companies like Apple popped off. We had the Altair 1880, 8,800. I don't even know how to say that number, but we had something called the Altair, and that was like one of the really first computers out there, So with that and the Apple One, that really brought power to like individuals and businesses, No Face, you ever remember using the Apple in school?
Yeah, it was like a TV set,
Yeah,
with the fat back.
Fat back,
and it was like clear with different colors. They had like, the rainbow colors pretty much with the Apple computers. And
that's a fact. They had the whole arrange of different types of colors for the computers. But with those computers, they help empower people. That really brought the public into the technology world, And then we fast forward to 1989. That's when the World Wide Web came out. We had our lovely person Tim Berners-Lee. He invented the World Wide Web, and basically that connects computers globally, and that's what we got today. And that's where it evolved to, 30, 40 years later. Come on now.
Yeah.
So what is computers' biggest impact on you, No Face? What do computers mean for you?
I feel like the knowledge that you could get from a computer is just like unmatchable. Like the time that it took for like to go to a library back in the days, and you had to go through many different avenues just to get some information. You still was probably left a little dry with some of the knowledge you was getting, opposed to a computer. You could go find that information in maybe less than 5 minutes. And especially now with the whole AI situation, it's even faster now. So it's like, it's definitely, I would say knowledge is like the biggest what I take from it.
That's a fact. And they do say knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss, And with the inception of computers, the world as we know it today has completely been transformed, So one of the first impacts is communication. With the rise of computers, they made it super easy for people in not even just different countries, but different cities, different states, to easily talk to each other, Because back then, you could, if you live 10 miles away from somebody else, that's a whole nother life down the road.
True.
You ain't never been down there. You only been like in your basic vicinity.
Yeah.
When somebody grew up and left, they just went all the way down the road, started a new family. You ain't probably see them for the rest of your life. Now with this new age technology, you could go get in contact with your loved ones. You could go meet new people. You could do new things. So, have you ever met like somebody cool through the internet?
Definitely. When I was younger, like a teenager, I used to be on the AOL type chats and all the MySpace, and I lived in Brooklyn, and it was like a girl that lived in Queens, and I wound up, we were speaking for a couple months, and I wound up taking a train all the way to Queens. And for me to get to Queens, I had to use a computer. Like, I had to look up the map to get there, look up the times, and that we just met off of that, and that was cool. Like, just to think back, that was all done from a computer,
Exactly, So that's an example of how computers have impacted us. That connection wouldn't have been made if that wasn't for a computer, So the second point on impacts on society is the access to information. Like No Face just said, it's a vast ocean of information out there into the world. So in today's world, like No Face said, back then you gotta go to the library, you gotta check the book out, you gotta bring the book back. Sometimes the book you wanted was checked out by someone else, so you had to wait a week
Yeah,
or two till
exactly.
that person bring the book back, then you could check that book out. Or sometimes you was like, dang, I don't got time to go to the library. Now with all this computers, these phones we have, we could just look it up right now. We on a train, on a bus somewhere, we
True.
traveling, we could just take our phone out and do some research. So right now it's no excuse for nobody not to know anything other than you just being lazy about the situation. Because back then, people really had to get up and go. Now you could literally sit down all day and learn everything you want. You don't have to physically move nothing except for your hands, and you can learn stuff. Come on now. So,
True.
and then staying on the information part, we got whole dictionaries and encyclopedias online as well. So every time you want to learn a word, just look it up. Google should be everybody's best friend. So No Face it. What's the one of the things you use computers to learn?
Definitely definitely editing. Like I feel like I wouldn't even have the opportunity to edit if it wasn't a computer. But as far as like just editing and making like a movie or making a documentary or making just a podcast, like just like that's something I learned like that I could be able to put things in different. Even doing the ebook right now, like putting a whole book together off of just a computer, like of course I could do it off the physical, but like to really do that off of, just to put things in perspective, like it just opens up the whole thing. So I'll say just like editing.
That's a fact, and I would say that computers help me learn more about business and money, like stocks and stuff like that, because I wasn't learning that in a book. I went to college, and the classroom didn't show me what I needed, what I wanted to learn directly. No, a computer did, you know? And that goes into point 3, work and productivity, So since the rise of computers, a lot of tasks have been automated. You don't need regular people to do so much as before. Before you needed like 4 or 5 accountants for different things. Now you might need 1 or 2 and a good software to plug everything in. And then with the software, you could easily go over and check to make sure everything is right, if you don't trust your accountants or whatever. But back then, everything was person to person
Yeah,
transaction,
exactly.
and human error is very real. So a lot of money was missing. A lot of money was left on the table. For example, like look at Steve Harvey in 2005 after the Kings of Comedy tour, his money got taken. You feel me? Versus if he had a software or whatever to properly track his money, he wouldn't have gone through that. And one of my examples of how computers have helped with work and productivity, I was working at the Albany Funny Bone. I was a server, and while I was a server, I had a little tablet. So I'll go up to the table, like, "Hi, how you doing? My name is Shoot the Artist. How can I take your order?" And usually, as a traditional restaurant, they'll have like a pen and pad,
Yeah.
and they'll sit there and write your order down and write everything. Then I gotta go run back to the
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
and type it in. No, at the Funny Bone, everything is on the tablet. It's like a mini kiosk in your hand. So whatever you want, do you want me to start you with drinks or appetizers? Or you want this drink? Are you sure? Cool. I'll put it in. It's going right to the bar. Oh, you want appetizers? Boom. It's going right to the kitchen. As I'm right here standing in front of you, by the time you get to your entree, I go to the kitchen. Your drink might be ready.
Yeah.
Your appetizer ready. Now you getting it faster. I'm bringing you your plates, your utensils, your napkins. But me as a new age server, I have bad handwriting. So I wouldn't be able to sit here and write on a pad all day and trying to get the orders.
Yeah.
And then you have some very demanding customers who be trying to give you the whole order in like 2 seconds. So instead of me trying to write it down, I could just tap the button. Boop, boop, boop. What you say? Okay, boom, send it. Cool. So what is an example of how computers help you work and productivity? No Face.
So I mean, it didn't even exists, but back in the days, I mean, it did have delivery drivers, but it would be more of you call to the store and you ask for something and you expect it, whether it's a couch or Chinese food, for instance, back in the days. But the way computers helped with that is now I have my phone, for example, and I have apps like Uber Eats, I have DoorDash, I have like a Walmart app as well. Now a person could order their groceries through this app. They could order, food. They could order medical supplies. They could order, anything that they need right from this app, and I'm able to deliver that. Or if I was at home and I needed that, like I'm able to just type it in. I don't have to talk to anybody at all. I put exactly what I want, and it comes right to
Exactly.
my door, like within an hour.
With
So
the
it's like
quickness.
opposed to like the other day, I had a situation with my car where I needed brake fluid, and I looked at DoorDash, and I'm like, all right, you guys could deliver it here instead of me have to worry about taking a bus to actually go to AutoZone or one of these other auto stores. All I had to do was just type it in, and it was there for like within an hour. So it's like that's just like the work of the computer itself, So
Exactly. It saved you time and energy and effort, and the time that you used to wait for your part to come to you, you could have used that. You could use that time to be productive and do something else.
exactly.
And this comes to my fourth point: entertainment. Y'all know how the entertainment sector gives it up when it comes to computers. We got YouTube videos all day. We got TikTok videos all day, Facebook content all day. What else? We got video games. That's on PCs. They've had video games since I can remember. My first video game was on a computer. The Windows, 96, 97 or whatever. I was
Yeah.
playing House of the Dead. I was playing Tarzan or whatever weird little games developers came out with at that time. We had a lot of CDs. So, what's one of your favorite entertainments that computers gave you more access to?
I would say definitely like movies, like streaming. Like I feel like back in the days, you had to go get a DVD and or a VC VG8. I can't even VHS. That's how long it's been. But you had to go get that, and basically it would just be one movie or two movies, and you put that in, and that's what you was watching. Now I have a whole guide of what I want to watch just from my computer, and I feel like that entertainment is like unmatched because I could watch movies that I watched as a child, and I didn't see for years, or I could watch something that's came out yesterday, So it's like
That's a fact.
it's amazing.
And I'm on the same way, because I'm really into anime, and I wouldn't have no access to watch anime or even read the manga if it wasn't for computers. Because back then, it's like before we even had smartphones, the main way you could watch or do anything was on a computer, whether you had a home PC or a
Yeah,
laptop, or you was at school on a computer. You need to be on the computer. Now that we got smartphones and stuff, it's way easier to tap into some anime. I could watch an episode on my way to work or whatever, or I could read some manga when I'm just chilling. Versus back then, you have to go to the library to get a comic book or a
yeah,
manga or whatever, or you had to go to the library and I don't know, some of our library out here, they had DVDs for rent.
yeah, yeah.
So we have to go rent that manga CD or whatever, then bring it back or pay some money or whatever.
I remember those days. I remember going to the library and getting like 5 DVDs, and then it wouldn't just be the DVD. It would be like in a hard case
Yeah,
to protect it.
like the clear thing.
Yeah, it would be like
Yeah,
so. I'll have like 5, 6 of these, including like 2 books going home, and including my book bag with textbooks and stuff. So I'm carrying this bag of DVDs and all of that, and I'm excited to watch these movies and stuff. And it's like, yo, that's crazy. Kids these days, you guys are
yeah,
lucky. You
facts.
guys are lucky that you don't got to deal with that.
Exactly, and go expound a little bit more on that. They also have video games too.
Yeah,
GameCube games, PlayStation 2 games. So back then you had to literally go to a physical location and get the physical whatever you
yeah,
wanted for entertainment. Now the same thing with video games. You got Xbox, you got the Xbox Game Pass. You can play 100 different games at the at the palm of your fingertips. Versus before, I remember as a kid, I have to go to the
GameStop.
Blockbuster and rent GameCube games, and I had to bring it back in a couple days or a week, and I never get to beat the game. Versus now, I got a save file on 100 games.
Yeah.
You know, and that's going into the last point, education. You know, especially with the pandemic that just happened, computers was able to help teach kids online on a massive scale, and without computers, them kids wouldn't have been able to get their daily dose of learning without that. So how do you feel about that?
I feel like the computers is pretty good. It's a couple new things that kids is learning now. Is like the coding, and being the no face of the video game. So, you doing the things behind the scene that's really putting together these images and this videos and all of this gameplay through this coding. And a lot of these kids is learning this like starting at the age of like 6. You can start learning some of these coding things. So by the time they 18 or my age, they are well ahead of the curve. So I definitely think it's definitely cool.
That's a fact. Also they have a lot of online courses that you could take. It's a lot of specialized knowledge that you wouldn't have other access to. You have to go to that library and try to find the specific book or any book that's on specific topics.
Yeah.
Nowadays, with so much access to the internet, we have new authors that's dropping new books for you to learn something and teach yourself something. So that's our economy talk, y'all. Computers are very impactful and influential in today's society, and if you don't get the energy or knowledge to work with them or use them to your advantage, you will be used by them or replaced by them.
True.
So get in tune.
Cool. So we're gonna get into the would you rather questions
Would
this
you
week.
rather? Would you?
So my first one I'm gonna ask is: would you rather have to hunt for everything that you eat, or only eat McDonald's for the rest of your life?
I'm gonna go with the hunting for everything I ate, because McDonald's, I'm all set. Like, I remember eating McDonald's as a kid, and the McDonald's as a kid is not the same McDonald's today.
It's definitely not.
It's not, and I'm gonna die way faster eating McDonald's than hunting. At least when I'm hunting, I'm fasting. So when I do eat something, it's natural. I'm getting all them toxins out the body. Yeah, let me go back to the old ways.
My question is, another question
Yeah.
to add on top of this is, what would you be hunting here in the capital region?
In the capital region, listen, we got some
pigeon.
Yeah, we got some pigeons, we got squirrels, we got house cats out here. We got
Not house cats.
listen,
If survival is the
if it's not my cat, your cat is liable to be dinner.
Yeah, I heard it.
Listen, we gotta hunt. If things go crazy, there's no cows walking around.
Yeah.
What, horses might be cool. It's not around here. Oh, you gonna go deers? Okay, yeah, let's go up into the woods. And a lot of this woods and farmland is owned by other people. Yeah, so let's go hunt on other people's lands. And if we are hunting there, you think you're the only ones? Nah, they might hunt you. I don't know. And we got some apple trees out here on the low. We got I don't know. I don't know. That's it. As far as wildlife, yeah.
Just have a bunch of McDonald's just open.
Right. Just a whole. You know how y'all have the plazas, like Stuyvesant. Imagine Stuyvesant Plaza was just a big McDonald's plaza, and then each store was just specific McDonald's products. You got the French fry store, you got the burger store. Like, no, I'm hunting.
Yeah, I agree.
So staying on stuff like that. So why would you rather is digital. So would you rather use an old operating system like Internet Explorer, for the rest of your life, or would you rather have to learn a new operating system every year for the rest of your life? So for example, you know how Apple has their updates, right? But imagine each update, the whole thing changed. Like it's new features, the way you use it is different every year. You gotta relearn it. And none of the features is the same. So it's like, oh yeah, remember this feature? No, they take all the features out, put all new features.
See, I remember Windows 98. I remember even my mom had Windows Me. It was like the Millennium Edition. And things were so much simpler back then. It was just like, go find what I need and type up whatever essay I need and stuff. It was so simpler. But, now that we in 2023, seeing just how things could work for you, and make things so much easier for your workflow, I'll probably go with the second part, and just every year just learning a new system. I feel like that's pretty much what we're doing now, just on a probably a lower scale, but just everything else around it is moving around fast. So
Yeah, facts.
so I'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to agree too, cause it's a ever advancing system, and really knowledge is power. So if you could be one of the first people to learn the new system each year, you could automatically hold a class every year to teach the new system. Every February, every March, cause you spent the last January, February learning the system. Now you could teach the lazy people who don't want to put in the work. There's a lot of mentally lazy people, so you get that money. So
So the last one I got for y'all folks is: would you rather be in a fight club that you have to attend once a month, or be in a book club that you have to go to every day?
I mean, what are the circumstances for the fight club? Like, if anything goes, I'm liable to like die.
No,
Or
so
like,
safety is definitely something that this fight club is huge about, is safety. But you gotta fight like, 2 to 3 guys every month, and that's pretty much it. I mean, they got like the EMS crew there, and
just in case.
just in case somebody gets knocked out too bad. Or you could go to the book club where you're reading books not by your choice. You're reading whatever is on
Whatever the club says.
whatever's on the agenda. So if it's Judy Bloom, we're
Oh
reading
no, not.
we're reading Judy Bloom this
Oh
week.
my god. Um, Not super fudge, but I'm picking the Fight Club because in today's world you need skills that you could directly apply into life. Reading is fundamental. It's cool, but every day, no, I need to get in the field. At least once a month I get to train and see what I'm working with. Even if I'm getting whooped, I'm hurt. I'm like, okay, I need to focus. I could train, but that book. Every day, I know a lot of book smart people, and they don't apply a lot of that book stuff to their life. They think they know it because they read the book, but they don't got the life experience. So I'd rather say at the end of the year, I fought 20 people last year, 30 people last year.
I can see you shoot the fighter
You're right.
coming in the podcast with a black eye.
I'm like, yeah, yesterday was fight night, y'all. So we lit today. Never tried to do a backward flip kick without stretching. But yeah.
That was cool. Got any more would you rather's?
Nah, I'm all set.
So that was cool, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the would you rather.
No, would you?
So we're gonna be getting into the lifestyle and that.
You know it.
And since we are on the digital age of things, we talking computers, we're gonna be talking about the apps, and we're gonna be talking about, how some of these apps can help improve your life, your everyday life. How can some of these apps help you? So use them as tools, people. So with number one, we're gonna talk about meditation apps. Now, meditation, for example, like Headspace, uh, Insight Time, and more. These apps provide guided meditations, breathing exercises, and other mindful techniques to help you reduce, improve mental, and increase your relaxation. So that's for your meditation apps. So go check those out. Go search them on whatever, if you have the Google Play or maybe the Apple. So with number two, we're going to talk about productivity apps. So you have apps like Totus, Troll, Asanya, Rescue Time, and more. Now, the apps right here, they help you organize and prioritize your tasks, set reminders, and collaborate with others to manage projects in a way efficient way. And you don't want to have to write down every time that you got a business event or a business meeting. Like have that set up where somewhere it's organized, where it leaves you a notification on your phone. Definitely check that out. Now, like I said, we have apps for everything. So with number three, we're looking at your fitness apps. Now we have ones like My Fitness Pal, we got even Nike Training Club, and we got Fitbit. Now these help track and monitor and analyze your workouts and encourage your healthy habits, and also keeps track of like the goals that you have, like certain nutrition goals. If you're looking to have a lower calorie count or maybe a higher calorie count, these are certain apps that can help you out with that by monitoring it. Now with number four, we're going to talk about budgeting apps. Now the money, we got to protect the money.
That's a fact.
So we have apps like Mint, Pocket Guard, Acorns, and more. Now they help you track your spending, your savings, and your investments. And they also help plan and budget for upcoming expenses and help you save for the future. And it's pretty simple. You just put in the numbers, just put in the numbers that the amount that you get coming in, and then put like a you put in all the different things, whether it's like laundry, your bills, car insurance. You put that all in, and it deducts it for you, and it leaves you what you have at the end of the month. So go check out some of these apps. And number five, we're gonna be talking about learning apps.
Okay.
And like we was talking about with the computers today on Economy Talk, learning apps, they have courses like Coursera, Memrise, and they have other ones, and they provide you with courses, quizzes, and educational games to help give you new learning skills and improve existing ones, whether it's a new language or just some knowledge. And many of these apps can help you with doing so. So definitely check it out. So like I said, we got five of these. We're gonna go back down the list just to remind y'all. So we have productivity apps, we have meditation apps, we have fitness apps, budgeting apps, and learning apps. So if you go, just whether it's your day off or whenever you got some time, just be mindful to just go through the list and find out which one of these apps is the best one for you to use to improve your life. This has been Lifestyle in Depth.
Do y'all research?
True. So this week, to close it out for the folks,
Who did it?
yeah. So we got a man who definitely did it to himself.
Oh, snap.
So we're gonna give the breakdown for you folks. So we got a man named William Giordani, and recently he responded to a Craigslist ad about helping a Harvard student. I guess the Harvard student wanted to move some things in, like a TV or something, and
Okay.
he was gonna pay $300 to the guy
All right.
for helping him move. So that sounds like a pretty good gig.
Yeah.
Or maybe William made the ad himself. I don't know. We're gonna let you know. So basically, let me break it down. So he called Harvard University after this whole situation went when he went to Harvard, and I don't know exactly what happened if he actually met a kid, because there's no kid to verify this, but he basically called the Harvard University and told them that, hey, I got three bombs
What?
in different areas of Harvard,
Oh my God.
and he threatened to detonate the three bombs that had been placed on the campus, and he told them that he wanted an unspecified Bitcoin amount, and if not, he was going to detonate them.
Oh my God. What the heck?
But police used a robotic device to execute destruction to find out it was just a package of wires, fireworks inside of a safe, and a small box with a Husky tool bag. Now, they used the barcode in the bag to track it back to a Home Depot, which they showed on the surveillance. William Giordani.
Oh my God.
So,
Listen, y'all.
so he basically had fireworks and was playing a prank on Harvard.
And
And
they found him through the barcode on the duffel bag.
yeah, and
Oh my God.
he also used a Google Voice phone.
Google Voice.
And yeah, he used Google Voice. So there's multiple ways this man was caught for this. And at the end, he was like, I knew it was wrong what I was doing, but I just wanted to just make a joke of it. But it's like,
That's not funny.
and this is a bad time for doing it. I mean, it's no good time for doing
Yeah,
it.
it's never.
Never a good time for.
He thought it was a joke. Oh no.
So yeah, he's going down for a couple of counts of like
Yeah, I hope they throw the
Terrorist.
book at him.
terrorist type of acts.
Yeah,
Threatening.
definitely.
So, William Giordani, you did it to yourself.
Yeah, you definitely did it to yourself. Like, what are you thinking, bro? Like, what you thinking, man?
Yeah, not good measures.
Don't be him.
And to throw somebody else that's local under the bus as well. To throw him in with that mix. We had a teenage kid who threatened to shoot up Schenectady High School, I believe.
Oh my God, why?
This happened. I don't know. So just
Yeah,
stop.
my people in Schenectady, be very vigilant, be wary, because it's a lot going on in the cap.
And kids, stop watching what you see on TV and trying to reenact that. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere but in huge trouble. So, yeah, this has been the Nah Mean Show.
I'm Shoot the Artist.
I'm No Face Rel.
This is the Nah Mean Show. Welcome, everybody. It's your favorite abstract artist, Shoot the Artist, and this is Painting with Shoot, y'all. And today's painting, it's called Shoot Island, and this is basically my visualization of like the ancestors telling me that it's time. They said shoot, it's time. And my spirit animal is the beach. So they tell me it's time for me to go achieve my goal so I could get my beachfront home. If you know me, I'm all about the beach. So I call this Painting Shoot Island. And this is basically my visualization of what I plan to manifest in my future, with the push of the ancestors. Y'all ever been like off course and you feeling a little down and you just feel a little push, you feel that motivation? Sometimes it's the ancestors trying to push you up off your behind to go do something. I heeded my ancestors' warning and I'm going to take it. So thank you, ancestors. This is Painting with Shoot. Shoot.